Mudguards are great, and if you're a serious winter mile muncher, unlike me, they're pretty much going to be an essential part of your riding to keep you dry and free from all the spray off the road. Now, there are hundreds of different types of mudguards out there to fit pretty much every type of bike. Some better than others though, but I don't think there's really many which offer what I would consider to be full protection. So in this video, I'm going to install some mudguards onto my bike and then modify them to make sure almost no spray comes off of my bike onto me or on the rider behind. Now these mudguards are specific to my bike setup, so I'm not going to show you exactly how to fit these because it'll be a waste of time for everyone that's got a different bike. But some really crucial tips when it comes to installing mudguards onto your bike are: install a low strength thread lock onto any of the fixings so they don't rattle loose. And if you're using clip-on mudguards that clip onto the frame, make sure you apply lots of tape to protect the paintwork so that it doesn't rub away when you come to take them off in winter time. Now, when it comes to modifying your mudguards, we're going to simply need to add some flaps onto our existing mudguards. So think along the lines of a rally car, but somewhat less cool and somewhat less flappy mudguards. Right, I better get these mudguards installed on. I've said it enough times now. 3, 2, 1, let's have some magic. Close your eyes, see how it goes. Right, that was actually super easy. I wish fitting mudguards was actually that easy in normal day-to-day life. Anyway, I only had 3 little fixings left over, so I'm going to count that as a win. Right, when it comes to modifying our mudguards, what am I actually talking about? So, if you look down here on the bottom corner of this mudguard, you can see it has its own small little mud flap. But what we're going to do is remove that and extend it as low as we can get it to the ground. That way we can stop far more spray coming up. Now, over the years, I've tried lots of different ways of doing this, but I have found one of the best things to use is an arse saver. You've got ones like this, GCN branded up, available at shop.globalcyclingnetwork.com, or there's, hundreds of other different designs available online, or you can make your own ones by using an old milk bottle or a plastic wallet folder, and you can just cut it out to shape. We're then going to drill 2 small holes on the back of the mudguard, 2 small holes on our modified arse saver, and then zip tie it all in place. So, what are we going to need to do that job? First things first, we're going to need our drill. We're going to need some drill bits, a selection of zip ties, and then finally, to cut our arse saver or whatever bit of plastic you're using, we're going to need some nice sharp scissors. These ones from Park Tool, good little code on them. These are the SZR1, catchy name. But also, we're going to use some side cutters because these will get through the tough plastic and cut our zip ties down. Side cutters such as these are actually a super helpful tool to add into your home workshop collection because they're going to last you a really long time and are super helpful for lots of different maintenance jobs. But when you're buying some side cutters, don't skimp out and buy the cheap ones because, as I say, buy cheap, buy twice. Premium set of side cutters are going to stay sharp and last you a lifetime. Right, first things first is work out where we're going to drill those holes. So these mudguards are actually pretty good how they come out of the factory and offer pretty good protection. But we can improve that further still by adding our mud flap onto the bottom. You see, how these are at the moment is mostly protecting the frame, and a lot of the spray is still going to make it onto your feet. So by taking this and cutting it down, we can extend it as close to the ground as we possibly can. So to do that, I'm going to unhook this existing mudguard, which comes off pretty easily, just like that. Then we can take our scissors and side cutters, trim down the edges of this so that it matches up with the shape and profile of our existing mudguard, and then get it to go as close to the ground as we can. Mark up 2 little holes where we're going to drill, do the same on the arse saver, and then zip tie it in place. Then we'll repeat the same process for the back, although the back of the bike's only really going to help someone behind you. These mudguards are going to keep your backside nice and dry already. Right, let's do it, shall we? Then we've got to trim the sides off. So let's drop this in here for a little trial fit. And that is pretty much what we're trying to achieve already. It's pretty close to the ground. Now, I could risk having it that close to the ground, but it might catch on a few bits. So I can just trim some of this little section off on the top and then bend and curve all of that section down to make it fit the same shape as the existing mudguard. And I think that shape is looking pretty good so far, so we'll try it again, see how we go. Right, so now that's cut the shape, next thing to do is drill the mudguard. It's actually got a really helpful little cutout on the bottom, so I might only have to drill one hole, but if your mudguard's not got any cutouts, two holes through this, and then your zip tie goes straight through. To do that, I'm going to put the bike into the work stand so that we don't slip and cause any damage to either the bike or me. Now, when it comes to drilling these mudguards, I would suggest, if you're doing this job at home, just to take your wheel out to avoid running the risk of drilling through the mudguard and straight into your tyre. I'm not going to do that because these mudguards mount onto the through axle and make it a little bit more of an involved job to take the wheel out, which is one of the downsides of using a bike which doesn't have dedicated mounting points to it. But I'm going to be super careful, and it's just a case of drilling somewhere around here, a small pilot hole first, then a larger one, making sure it clears little fixings behind, and then we're going to be good to go. Right, let's find our drill. So, important rule of engineering, I've always been told, measure once, cut twice. I think I got that right. Now, I've marked up where to drill this, so because I'm right-handed, I'm going to spin around. Seamless that was. With everything all drilled, feed the zip tie through, back through the far hole, through the mudguard hole, and then start to zip it all together. Once you get nearer to in place, you can start to get it to sit correctly. Mudguard in place, this is actually looking pretty good now. All I need to do is cut the zip tie off, just like this. Boom, that was easy. And I've got to say, this mudguard is looking super impressive. Look at the size and length of this thing. It's going to keep all of the spray off of your feet, meaning you can blast through all of the puddles and your feet are going to stay dry. We're going to repeat exactly the same process for the rear, and because it's not that thrilling, we'll have a quick little montage, shall we? So 3, 2, 1, cue the montage. There you go, super easy mod for your bike. Your mudguards are now upgraded and going to work even better than before. Your feet are going to be grateful for staying dry, and so are your club mates and people that you go cycling with. Hope you found this video helpful and it's inspired you to upgrade and modify your own mudguards like this. If it has, let me know in the comments section down below if you've done this or you consider doing it. And also let me know if you think mudguards are great or just a complete waste of time. Anyway, right, I'm going to go out here, go enjoy my mudguards, and if you haven't subscribed to GCNTech already, do so before your next ride. See you later.